Welcome to the Corn Corner podcast. Weird, I know, right? I'm Cam Damage, and if your body is a wonderland, which part is the Jabberwock?
Wicked Wren here, and coming soon to own on home DVD.
Close.
Coming soon to own on home DVD.
And today, we're going to talk about, you threw me off.
Today, we're going to be chatting about something that is in your head.
Yeah?
Through small speakers that you can plug into your ears directly into your brain.
Uh-huh.
Sex music.
Yeah. And I have the important question for you. Did Justin Timberlake bring sexy back? And if so, where was it prior?
All right. Oh, sorry, we didn't see you there.
Oh, I was just getting lost in the world of steamy erotica on Dipsy. Sorry about that.
Stick around. We got an exclusive offer from our friends at Dipsy.
Can I go back to listening?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the song Sexy Back, you're familiar.
I've heard of it.
Do you remember where you were when you heard that song?
Absolutely not.
Really?
I don't think many people do.
Do you remember like the period of your life?
No.
It had no impact on you.
Zero.
Real stinker of a fucking intro here.
It really didn't do much for me, I'll be honest. It just didn't.
It was around when we were like in college, and it had a high impact in the genre of sexual music.
See, I would have thought that this was in high school.
Maybe it was high school. Either way,
Yeah.
it was a song that you're like, that's a sexy song. Not for you.
I absolutely did not think that.
You never just
never
were
a
like-
thought that came through my head once.
I danced to that song.
Yeah.
We were bumping and grinding to that song in the most like lewd ways.
Where?
Well,
Physically,
now
like-
I don't remember what year that song came out, but
Well, where were you bumping and grinding? Like where?
in college at the bars and school, in high school, there were dances and stuff like that. Anyway,
You would bump and grind at Hershey High?
yeah, at school dances. Dance marathon.
What is that?
We're getting off.
I've never even heard of that.
You never heard of Thon? It's an all night. It's a lock-in where you raise money for like Jerry's kids and cancer and shit like that.
By dancing?
Yeah, you have to you pledge that you're gonna like stay on your feet and dance for like hours on end.
You got to give money to do it.
People give you money. You
Oh,
go
okay.
stand at stoplights and with a bucket and demand it. Oh my god! See already.
This is why we
you
don't
let
have
me.
cups.
You let me do it.
Everyone, audio only listeners, Cam has almost knocked over a coconut water / cold brew drink.
Gesticulating.
Yes. This is why I don't allow it, but I made an exception. Some new things in this podcast. Anyway, back to Justin Timberlake. You said that this man made a song.
Yep.
He brought sexy back.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Where was it? Where did you come from? Where did you go?
I never thought it left.
Well, then that's because you're not familiar with the song.
Yeah.
It clearly it was on a sabbatical.
It was on it was like
Yeah.
a gap year.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
You would listen to this song on purpose. You
Yeah.
said to yourself, I'm going to listen to this one.
Yeah, that's where we get into today's topic, which people wouldn't know by listening right now, but it's sex music.
Okay.
But when you put on songs to have a vibe going.
I just couldn't imagine. I think my issue is that if I heard somebody's voice as popular as Justin Timberlake, it would never put me in the mood for anything.
So that goes right into what are the things, the qualifications that would make sex music for you and get you in that vibe?
Probably,
Periphery.
no, nothing like metal or, you're going to say Rob Zombie immediately. I'm sure the,
Duh.
what is that, Dragula?
Yeah.
I'm sure that one really does it for you.
He literally has remix albums called like Super Sexy Swinging Sounds and like American Made Music to Strip By. But anyway.
Wow. Well, that wouldn't do it for me, but I suppose I don't know. Paris. Also,
What's Paris?
Purity Ring. I think
Oh.
both of those, both their voices are very, very cute. But I wouldn't say that like turns me on.
You want to listen to cute stuff during sex times?
No, I don't really listen to anything. Honestly, I don't really.
Were you ever a person that listened to,
Not really.
or were you ever with a person that listened to music? During,
No, not really.
God, this is
But
this is where so like we're so different with movie consumption stuff. We're also incredibly different with music consumption because I am that person.
yeah,
When we were growing up, I had sex playlists. Well, I had CDs burned before I was ever sexually active in any capacity. I was like, oh, this one would be great for when I finally do it.
what was on it?
I don't, the like really old ones were probably super cliche and like Deftones, stuff like that, Tool, Rob Zombie, whatever. And then in college, it got like more metal. Like I remember one had a bunch of Death Clock on it.
What is? I haven't heard Death Clock.
From Metalocalypse, the Adult Swim show, the fake like band, fake
Got
real
it.
band, to be clear. But there was also again a lot of Rob Zombie because those songs F word, those songs
Yeah.
F word hard.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
And would you ever pause the moment to be like, hold on, let me put on my list.
Yeah.
Would
And I would
you-
also stop if I need to change the song. I'd be like, this vibe ain't right. I gotta get out of this one.
There's a confidence that comes with that.
Thank you.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably what it is. I've never been confident enough to be like, hold on, let me change the song. I feel like if I were to do that, it would come off as nerdy or whatever.
What about for like, I think that Rope falls in the same category, but you were never the one dictating a Rope playlist, I
No.
suppose.
And also all the cliche rope songs, I'm fine with.
yeah.
Like when the Massive Attack comes on.
when the Portishead is on.
I'm fine with
I
that.
just don't want to be
Yeah.
alone. Everyone. The thing is that people associate that with like a sexy song, but I associate that with the scene in The Craft that bad things happen to a main character, and that's not sexy.
No, it's
so
not.
that's interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have the confidence that goes with that. But I think for you doing it and being confident and being like, this isn't the song I want to do,
Yeah.
that's cool and hot and adds.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So
Did you ever wear earbuds
During?
during the act?
no, unless like it happened to be in a instance where I was already wearing them and then stuff happened or something. But no,
You would just keep them in.
probably if I would have your like music playing all the time.
Yeah.
If I was about to say if I had my druthers, but I didn't want to get made fun of.
I would have
Dove right on it.
dove on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I hear that word, I'm always gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I need to look into some music. Do you have any starter songs?
Yeah.
I should
Have you
look
heard
into?
of Closer by Nine Inch Nails?
Holy shit. I mean, how do you feel about that song?
I do think, I mean, it's a great song. It's like undeniable. That's a good song. But I think that was one of the like leading 90s examples of like horned up
Yeah.
music and like the music video being so perverse and like having kink aspects in it, but also like weird ass upsetting stuff.
The lyrics are quite sexually charged.
Yes. Very sexually forward lyrics.
Do you think that the lyrical content helps
Yeah.
you to get your rock off, if you will?
Just one. I only have one.
We don't know. Maybe it's a big rock.
I feel like yes. I think that the lyrics can make or break the Ceci song. Like if this is a whole other thing notes that we have here. It's like can instrumental songs, can they be horny? And then also overtly sexual lyrics, when do they hit and when do they miss? So that's like an example right there. Because if Closer was just instrumental, it probably wouldn't be as like horny, because it's just like it wasn't written to be just instrumental.
Have you ever heard that song used in like a commercial or something and been like, whoa, that's weird?
No, has it been?
No, I don't know. But I'm just saying there's all these songs that
Yeah, like there's like the era of the Black Keys being
Yeah.
used in every goddamn car commercial, and "Howlin' for You," which I think is a very sexy song. That "Baby I'm Howlin' for You" song.
yeah.
and it has like whatever. But then it was in every car commercial, and I was like, that's not.
Yeah.
I can't now because like Jerry over at Toyota is having Toyota-thon with this blasting in the background.
If there was a product that could use Closer as its song, what product do you think it would be?
Like lube? I don't know. Something sexual. There's no misconstruing that song. Like,
what if Fleshlight wanted to use it? Would you be okay with that?
No.
Okay. I was trying to think of huge brands that could use it.
I don't think it would happen.
What if Fleshlight made a product that the outside looked like the jacket of the orange 9 Inch Nails thing with the NIN on it?
The orange 9 Inch Nails. Oh, Broken?
Yeah.
It just has an N. But yeah.
Would you buy that since it's 9 Inch Nails merch?
Probably. I can't even use it. I just be like, yeah,
kind of cool.
I got it.
It's kind of cool now, though. Honestly.
Can you? I feel like these questions are so hard. Can you think of a song that has lyrics that you're like, ooh, that hits? Or conversely, that you're like, it's trying to be like wah wah kind of song, and you're like, ooh, that's cringe and disgusting, and I could never. I'm parched right now.
What's that one? Well, there's that Nickelback song.
Oh, Animals?
Which is, first off, we have to have a whole Nickelback episode because they get hit hard, and they shouldn't be.
No, there's good Nickelback songs.
Now, you showed me Animals.
I did.
And I'll be honest, and I feel like this is a safe space.
Yep.
It's not a bad song.
It's great. That was on my playlist in college.
It's not a bad song.
Because you just immediately, we're just doing all these song intros with like a cappella, but they're like, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Like you're like, oh, I'm ready to rock right now. Like it doesn't. And the lyrics are awful, to be clear.
Oh, they're bad.
They're really bad. Everything is like an innuendo about like, your mom would be mad if she knew the parts of you that I've been kissing, and it's like what? thinking about outside the context of that, like whatever is like, no, let's not. I don't want to do that.
Not.
Yeah.
But as far as the instrumentals and things, it's a fun little pop rock banger.
Yeah. Do you think instrumental music can be horny?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Isn't the majority of what's that? Is it Massive Attack?
Yeah.
Tears something?
Teardrop?
Yeah.
That song's not horny.
See, I would say that song is horny. It does have lyrics in it, very few lyrics, but that song's definitely horny.
There's lyrics throughout that entire song. I just want to be clear on that.
Well, they do make an instrumental version of it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they really do. You can search teardrop
Instrumental.
.mp4/karaoke.
Yeah. If you go on a LimeWire, you can.
Exactly, on youtube.com.
On karaoke.
KaraokeTube.com has a lot of Massive Attack stuff. There are many different versions of that song as well. Anyway, I think that song would be considered sexually charged.
I think that's also where our differences lie intensely, is what type of like beats per minute are you going after when you're doing, like, you know, like that song is so slow, and you like the lilty female voice, but like I'm not trying to be like going to Pound Town and being like teardrops on the fire, like it's not.
But it's got this like little flowiness to it, this like
so you're more of a making love person, huh?
I suppose so. I suppose that I am. No, you referenced Pound Town.
Yeah.
Can you describe exactly what that is?
You know, it's like Flavortown, but it's next door.
They're in the same zip code?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And this is not, for listeners that might be a little confused, this is not a geographical location.
No.
This is more of a figurative place.
Yeah, it's a place in your mind. I think that obviously, now we're just talking about the ways in which we engage with sex, but that's fine. Obviously, not every time I have sex am I like railing out and like going insane and going to Pound Town, if I may say.
Is it a verb? Is it a pound towning?
Yeah, you could use it as any kind of, you know, It's a participle. I don't know what that means.
If you-
a gerund.
What is a participle phrase, by the way?
I don't know. I say these things and I need to do more research on English.
If you are by yourself,
Yeah.
would you say I'm going to Pound Town
Yeah.
alone?
No, but I do listen to music
Occupancy one?
when I'm alone. Yeah, population 1. And I have I have a million playlists on Spotify,
You really do.
and not all of them can be used for this type of thing, but a lot of them can.
For this type of thing.
Yeah.
What is the line? Because that's the thing, like your personal line. Like obviously you want the heavy hitters.
Yes.
But-
I'm not going to listen. I said a joke about Your Body is a Wonderland, a song by John Mayer at the beginning of the episode. And I think to some people that is like a sexy song.
Sure.
Like people are like, oh my God, it's so hot. He's like celebrating this woman's body, whatever, and talking about different parts of her and whatever. But like if I found myself in a sexual situation and that song was playing, I would be so upset.
Well, I think that song's good for a lot of people because there's no confusion about it.
It's
It
very
tells you
straightforward.
exactly what it is. Your body is a wonderland, and I'm gonna have a good time. But that's good for a lot of people because a lot of people are in their heads. Whereas you listen to these sort of, they're songs.
Yeah.
They're more beeps. They're more kind of sounds. It sounds like a computer maybe is misfiring in a lot of ways.
Like my instrumental playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of take it the rest of the way.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Take the rest of the way.
Trent isn't saying your body's a wasteland or something,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
kind of cool thing they would say.
Yeah.
You got to take it the next step and
Wherever you
imagine.
want to emote it or whatever.
Whereas something like Crash Into Me or a Dave Matthews song or something,
I will say, Crash Into Me, to me, is not a sexual song, but the part where he says, hike up your skirt a little more is so horny.
literally, I was literally, this is not a joke, was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because that line is hot how he says it.
We were relatively young when that
We
song
were.
came out, but I was like, that was like adjacent to Korn when we were kids.
This is the reason. And speaking of Korn, we do have an announcement a little bit, but there is, I think why that line is so energetic is because everything else is kind of an innuendo.
Yeah.
Everything else plays with the idea. Whereas like hike up your skirt a little more is like, that's a call to action. That's a do this thing. And it's also Dave saying, this is what I want to see you do. This is something I like. Whereas like, if you say something like, and show the world to me, that can be interpreted in a billion different ways. That's like, that puts it on the person who's hiking up the skirt to be like, I need to show you whatever you think the world is.
Yeah. In my little fantasy land in my head while I'm listening to these song lyrics.
But that's a direct order. Hike it up.
Damn.
Which is hot.
Damn, Dave. Doing
I
it
think
to us.
that's why that works.
I'm trying to think of other examples of ones that are like that. Like where there's just a little.
I think it's also like cursing in songs. Like the F word in a song is boring. But if you never use it and then you say it once in a song, thinking about Periphery here, shout out to my boys. But like Spencer says the F word in one song at the end, and it hits so hard because he never curses.
That's like Nine Inch Nails curse in songs, but one of their songs that won a Grammy, Wish, he says fist F word, Grammy award winning.
Wow.
It's great. He probably doesn't say, but yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
I thought you were
It's
trying
a real thinker.
I thought you were trying to censor the word fist.
No, but that'd be funny.
Yeah, I was like, but you just said it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I get it. So there are vampire books that are very spicy. I know that you're familiar with them.
I am.
Do you listen to any audiobook that maybe gets you in the mood?
I mostly listen and read horror. A lot of Stephen King. His books aren't the sauciest, but that's why I've been seeking out other stuff to expand my steamy horizons. And that's how I discovered Dipsy.
Speaking of that, I think it's a great time to introduce our sponsor this episode, Dipsy. Dipsy is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories. They have stories about second chance romances, adventurous vacation flings, and hot and heavy hookups, which I know that is exciting to you. And the other thing that's going to be exciting is that there is a growing library of fantasy series with vampires.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Greek gods, and fairy smut to explore and expand the bounds of your pleasure.
Honestly, when you see a title like Fairy Smut, it just begs you to listen to it to figure out what the hell is going to go on in there. And you won't be disappointed. I'll tell you that much.
You had a little bit about wanting to be with a Greek god, didn't you?
I did. I told a joke earlier about how I wish that I could mingle with Zeus as a gold flitting thing that he transforms into.
It did hit. And for listeners of the Corn Corner, Dipsy is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/corn. Now, people, it is imperative that you use that link.
Corn.
dipsystories.com/CORN.
That's DIPSEA stories.com/corn.
You are not going to be upset. If anything, you're going to be happy about this because you get a 30-day exclusive trial.
Yeah. That's a really long time, honestly, to have a free trial.
It's a long time. And you can think about different items and stuff like that while you
Are listening to Dipsy stories?
Yeah.
You're not going to be thinking about anything. That's the point, is escape. Why do you think people are listening to audio erotica? They want to get out of this world.
Speaking of, well, this world has a lot of great things to offer, but speaking of escapes, they also do have things for sleep, which you
I love.
need.
Yeah, actually. I listen to sleep things.
Yeah, you need to.
They work really well.
Yeah, I fucking hope so. You, I would say, historically, not a great sleeper.
Yeah.
But with this, you can actually use this, and I'll repeat it one more time, dipsystories.com/CORN. Use it.
Do it.
Thank you so much, everybody. So back to the big meat and potatoes of the episode. We're talking about getting off to things that are...
Talk about steamy music, but
Yes.
I do want to talk about other things besides music that are like steamy. Like what, have you ever listened to ASMR?
No.
You've never once dabbled in an ASMR.
No.
Why? Just to see what it's all about.
I don't need to hear somebody baking a pot together. You know what I mean?
If that's what you think ASMR is, you are so wrong.
I don't need that.
I think that you should check it out sometime. Just
check it out.
Yeah, just see. That's part of, not to more on the Dipsy thing, but when you listen to like erotic audio things,
/corn.
dipsystories.com/corn. When you listen to audio erotica things, a lot of them include ASMR and sound things and stuff to immerse you in the story fully. This is not part of the ad copy.
I just thought about you being like a voice actor for Dipsy, and you're like, you pitch them this idea and you're just like banging pots.
Yeah. So it's like you live in a flop house for metal bands is the story. No, but there's some ASMR things that are really cool.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely think that. And I've only recently been getting into...
You like the mouth stuff?
I don't. That's one...
Hate it.
So as you know, we're going to talk about it. I've been delving into hypno stuff a little bit recently. And it started with the sleep stuff.
Yeah, it didn't end there.
No, absolutely not. It's only... Now it won't work for the sleep stuff because we've gone other places. Anyway, but they integrate ASMR into them some of the time. But I found this one girl who did ASMR stuff with hers, and they have those like the sound goes back and forth and all around your head and stuff, which is really fun, especially in the hypno thing because it's like spiraling. But she would like drink tea and then be like talking about like the honey and like be like, and I was like, oh God, like just doing it just now. I hated that.
Bad.
But she did that like for 5 minutes at the beginning of this thing, and I was like, I simply cannot.
I don't know who that's for.
Some people really like that.
I know, but I'm saying, who are you? If you're that person, sound off in the comment.
I do want to know. And if you are that person, why do you like that? But also it's the same as I like when people have acrylic nails.
Oh yeah, that's great, but that's different.
Why? Why is it different?
Because it's not spitty mouth noise.
Yeah, so it's a different sound, duh. But it's still pleasing to the ear.
The whole mechanic's different because acrylic nails symbolize daintiness. It symbolizes femininity in a very...
That's not how I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, sound good, dopamine, go.
Yeah, but I think that's why though, is because
girls nice.
Yeah, we associate like having nails. You need help to do things. Like there's all these kind of...
There's no way that my little lizard brain is going in all there when I'm just like horned up and I'm thinking those nails would feel good scratching my little backy. That's all I got.
Yeah, but I think that's more the concept. That's more of it. I think you're proving my point.
Well,
because that's how it works. You think it's the same thing with hearing a high heel. It's such a sexy sound because you imagine the whole powerful woman.
Yeah.
There's the heels.
Well,
with the nails. Her hair is perfect. She smells good. It's like a whole character. Whereas mouth noise,
not good.
You think about... I don't want to say the things you could think about, but other things.
Maybe that's
that
why people
attractive.
like it. Oh, okay. I was thinking of other stuff. But it's like equal to watching someone eat, which like looking at their mouth. I don't like that either.
No, it's not good.
But anyway, been listening to hypno stuff. And that includes like binaural beats, which is why our shared YouTube has a million suggestions for binaural beats and stuff. But there's this one girl, I'm going to shout her out. I think it's Not Soft for Work, Mistress Soft.
And now in a 24/7 dynamic with Mistress Soft.
Sure as hell feels like she got me clicker trained. Like, but no, she does this, like she is the first person I was like, oh, I get ASMR listening to this now because it's like, I'll scratch your ears, like in the audio she says that, and then does the little scritchies on the mic, and you're like, oh, that is nice, like hearing it there, whatever.
Do you watch her?
No, it's all, I put my big noise canceling headphones on.
Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Her webcam doesn't work?
No,
Sorry.
she's, yeah. That's not, it's only,
no,
so the hypno tracks are just audio. Like there's no video that goes with
do you know
them.
what she looks like?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I saw her out on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Yeah. But she does a thing where she like they do a lot of audio cues in the hypnosis things, like snapping, or like she does this double clicky pen when she says good puppy. And it works because I listened to like a few of her things, and anytime she like does the clicky, it's like so you associate the sound with it. And that's a way that sound is like sexy to me.
Yeah.
It's so easily played with.
Do you think that if you became friends with her...
I'm not going to be friends with her.
What I'm trying to say here, though, is...
She didn't follow me back. She doesn't want to be friends.
That's a good thing, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I agree.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
Because if you became friends with her, you wouldn't be able to.
No. And I think it's cool also. I'm like, respect. Because she knows, I'm projecting, but like, I'm a client.
Yeah.
I signed up for the Patreon.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't need to have this parasocial relationship where I talk about her on my podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, I think that's beyond music. The way that sounds can be erotic or sexy or whatever is really cool, and how they can be made that way. Like, they're not inherently necessarily. Someone's not going to hear a pen clicking or a dog clicker or a chain jangling and be like, ooh, sexy. But like, I am like, so I don't know.
I think back to the acrylic nails, you're not, if someone that you didn't find attractive had acrylic nails on, or if there's someone you didn't like, actively disliked had acrylic nails on, I'm sure that clicky sound would be annoying. I think it has more to do with your Mistress Soft. Is that her name? Soft?
Yeah.
She is cool and you like the whole picture.
She's a great voice.
So it all works. Yeah, she has a good voice. Yeah. She's probably attractive. It all works.
Yeah.
She's cool. So like,
I guess that's something I hadn't considered, that like, I don't like just anyone making nail clicky sound.
No.
Doing what it's the same as any other aspect of my sexuality. It's gotta, someone's gotta, I've listened to a lot of, we tried to find good hypno track things for a minute, and some of them are so bad.
Yes. That's my thing that I feel like a soapbox I always get on, where it really has nothing to do with, it has to do with like you more than anything. It's like the person, it's the stuff you do, That's not if you start getting tattooed, you're not going to lose viability, or if you cut your hair, you're going to lose this or that. Like, just be you and be authentic and whatever. And then people are going to want to be a part of that.
I just went to another inspirational place there.
It really did.
Yeah.
Well, on the Corn Corner, that's what we do.
Inspire people
Yes.
to seek out steamy content.
Steamy content.
Digistories.com/corn. Anyway,
people, please use that vanity link. All right. Don't let them regret this.
yeah, don't let us down, please. Gotta keep the doors open.
You're going to love
here.
it. We're going to get Mistress Soft on there ASAP.
Honestly, that'd be great. A lot of the stuff, our stuff is free.
Would you ever want to voice act? Would you make these hypno things? You have.
I
you
made
did
one.
It.
Yeah. But that was so if people didn't see, I posted it on Twitter recently. I made my first attempt at a hypno track. And after I started listening to more of other people's, I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fool. Like, this is not good. But it was a good first try.
No, it's good.
Yeah. And it was really fun to make.
Yeah.
And I wrote a script for a second one. And I'm excited to record it and like super improve how it's like presented and stuff.
When you sent me a checkout, I put it on and immediately was,
Are you joking with me? I can't tell if you're gaslighting me like you always do.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could get into it because I know you
Yeah, that makes sense.
too well.
It'd be weird to listen to like my voice and be like, no.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You're too close to the,
Correct.
the man behind the curtain, if I may.
Yeah. But no, I seriously did like it though.
Yeah.
I thought you did a lot of good things with the room tone, and then you put in the little reverb at the end.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I have plans for the next one to really make it super immersive and stuff.
If that was the first one, the next one can only be
Better. Yeah.
better and better.
But yeah, I do want to. I also like did audio books for like 2 short stories that I showed you, and it wasn't like for public consumption. It was a specific reason.
Well, I say all the time that I want to start doing some sort of thing like that for our Patreon.
Yeah,
specifically.
I would. I mean, like, I have those 2 short stories that I would redo them to be better even, and I'm writing another one right now. But that'd be super fun. Any kind of reading time thing like that. And you talk about wanting to do voice stuff too, so it's like,
yeah, I like talking.
sorry,
it's fun to me.
End of statement.
Yeah, I do like it.
But do you want to read someone else's stories?
Yeah, I don't want to write it.
Yeah.
I have no real interest right now to write things.
And are you going to do voices?
No, just my voice.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do voices.
What if there's 2 different characters?
Okay, so actually, speaking of that, one of my little pipe dreams, one of my things I want to accomplish in my life is I want to voice act for a film.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like a character's voice in an animated thing really bad.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But I don't want to do it in something that's like hypno or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want
You
to
don't want
do
to be
2
sexualized
characters.
necessarily.
I would just read it in my voice.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'm not going to do 2 voices in something like that.
I mean, hypno doesn't have to be. Whatever. We're getting this beside the point.
But I do want to be in. I want to voice act for like a film or something. I think it'd be really fun.
In the world of animated movies and stuff like that, who is a voice actor or an actor that did the voice acting in whatever that stood out to you?
These questions are so hard for me to answer because I draw a blank.
On who? You could try to describe the character and I'll help you get there.
But this is the thing. I draw a full blank. I can't even remember animated. The first thing that came to mind, I don't even like this movie, is Ratatouille. That
Ratatouille's a
comes
great
in my
movie.
mind.
Yeah.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
But that comes into my mind.
Uh-huh.
But I don't even know when the voice actors are. So it's actually really...
Patton Oswalt.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's difficult to... He played the mouse.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to think about stuff.
Well, you
like
said
this.
one earlier. We were talking about sexy voices before we got on the episode, and you said Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Who's... Whew,
10 out of 10 voice.
that's a voice. And he does a voice in Zootopia.
Oh, I guess I think about it from a perspective of a character, not an actor.
Yeah.
So I can't think of a character right now that I would want to...
That you like their voice.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sexually or not.
definitely not sexual.
Yeah.
Like we're in normal world now. But I can't even think of a character I like for an animated thing. This is my issue with being on podcasts too, is I'm just like, I don't know.
But I know enough for both of us in those things.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I like said them, like
We could figure it out.
the guy who does the voice for Joel in The Last of Us, the video game, he does like a million voices in different games.
Oh, I fucking love Aerith on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I wouldn't know, but
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But her, amazing. Tifa is also amazing. Honestly, all the voice acting in Final Fantasy VII Remake is out of this world.
Yeah. And I feel like those kind of things like make the
They do.
entire game and stuff.
I would 100% want to do like Aerith or Tifa, but that's a lot.
Do you think you
know?
could take it seriously?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like delivering the,
absolutely,
like,
100%.
Dorky lines.
Oh, fully.
Yeah.
Fully. Because the same thing in like, I don't like blood,
Yeah.
but in a crisis, fine. Don't care. Fine.
How does that relate?
Because this is a real thing that I might make a bit or two. I might make a joke or two, but I would 100% take it seriously because it's someone else's movie.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like being hired to do the thing.
So like hypothetically, we try to become people who read the stories, voice actors on Dipsy, and you get like you have to do like a vampire one or something. You can't make bits, like you can't make jokes.
I would make a joke and say it to you.
Yeah.
But it would be quick and out of there.
Yeah.
But then I would get down to business.
Yeah.
And really hit the pavement and get that vampire in there. But I would make a couple of Count Chocula jokes.
Yeah. Just pepper him into the story and hope an editor doesn't see it.
See, I would not do that.
Yeah, I know. I think you'd actually be really good at the voice acting reading thing. There was a time when we would record things just audio to like insert them in episodes way back in the beginning of Corn Corner, and you always had really good delivery.
This episode.
Yeah. Yeah. The Shibari study intro
Yeah, yeah.
is really good too.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Boom. You nail it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, the Shibari Study podcast was actually funny because, it's the end of the podcast. We can talk about anything we want. You know what I mean?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is pretty off topic. But even for me, this is off topic.
Okay.
But it's funny because with this Shibari Study podcast, I interviewed the Rope podcast, which is another podcast that does rope bondage. And they're really cool. And they were on and they talked. And at the end, they were like, we should have you on our podcast. And I was like, sweet. And they're like, but so we're looking at your Instagram. And like, I was like, yeah, like it's confusing.
Your Instagram?
Like, yeah. They're
Why?
like, because they couldn't get a gauge on what I do in rope at all. And I was like, yeah, I like pain. I like suffering. I
Just kind of rope bottom.
Yeah.
Just
like
kind of get in there a little bit.
Like I tie with one person really.
Yeah.
When we're in the same place, we tie together a lot when we're together, but that's that. Like, I don't know. And like I host this podcast for Shibari Study, and I like to mediate conversations and pull things out.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult for me to have an identity, I guess.
But our identities in rope we are just people who enjoy rope.
Yeah, I know, but that's
Like-
hard to have a podcast about. So like
fair.
when they were like, we want to have you on, it was like, I don't even know what the fuck I talk about other than I know negative things.
Yeah.
Which
it'd be how I approach it now versus how I used to, whatever, that kind of stuff.
yeah, it's just so hard to have that conversation because it's all
Rough. And about things
and it's
that
like
we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't want to make that whole podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you're in it, it's so much better.
Yeah.
You know? Like I could have done this podcast 3 years ago. And it would have been,
yeah.
I'm so happy I didn't.
Totally.
Because it would have been the cringiest podcast in the world, and I would have said a bunch of shit that is not good.
Yeah.
But I could have said something at least.
Yeah. But it would have
know,
been
like-
it would have been weird and from a place of being gaslit.
Yes.
Like
And now I do the gaslighting.
yeah. And it's professionally done also.
It is professionally done. That's what is? The gaslighting?
Yeah.
From me?
Yeah.
Do you want to know my other little thing I really want to do?
What?
I want to be an announcer, a commentator.
Oh yeah, we've talked about
Bad.
this. That's a fun
That's my number one.
the best in show announcers.
I want to be a color commentator.
Yeah.
Somebody get me on your fucking event. I don't care what it is.
Well, we talked about doing it for the mud wrestling thing in Minnesota that we saw pictures of.
we got to DM them.
That'd be a good thing to get on it. It's like queer mud wrestling. Any queer there's a big not resurgence, because I don't think it was ever maybe it was a thing, a big surgence of queer X wrestling events.
We gotta
and
get
there's like
in there.
lube wrestling. Do you see the ones with like the mask versus femme cigarette smoking race?
Fucking amazing.
They're so good.
Could you fucking imagine me and you and Diego fucking Lopez commentating a wrestling match?
It would be so good.
Diego, for everybody, he has this podcast, comedian. It's called A Little Time
With Mike.
Also
Whose
funny.
last name I can't, Brucey.
Nobody
I can't
knows
pronounce it.
They're both funny.
Yeah.
Diego's a black belt.
In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He could be the actual commentator, say the things that are happening.
He does that for like Skankfest and stuff.
I understand.
Yeah. Well,
He could be here in our world, and then we could be the funny
we
bones.
can be like, we brought in this cis man to the queer event. Is
cool.
he gay? Is he straight? We don't know, but he's cool.
No, he's fine though. He would be fine though. He's good.
He's definitely also not gay.
No, he's not. But
He's a little squirrely.
he is. He
I'm
would
talking about
be
his sexuality.
fine.
He's going to speak for him and no. I don't know shit about it, for the record.
He would be fine on it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
I think we can make it happen.
we'll get him up to speed. We'll say, look, blue hair, probably a they them. Sorry, we gotta go.
Odds are.
Diego, if you're out there, please use, and everybody, this is just for Diego Lopez, is not for anybody else. Dipsystories.com/corn. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And if you could use that code on your podcast as well, it would help us out.
Read our code on their podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Oh, you're saying Diego too.
Anybody that has a podcast wants to read out that
Yeah.
code on
And once
their
again,
podcast.
to spell it out, it's DIPSEA stories.com/corn.
That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
So any big podcasts want to use it, go ahead and use that corn. Make sure that link, make sure it has corn at the end of it.
I like go ahead and use that corn.
Well, speaking of using that corn, we are never at a disservice of the corn. Thanks for having another podcast with me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Anyway,
Speaking of that,
doesn't matter if you're shucked.
doesn't matter if you're cream.
Doesn't matter what kind of corn you are.
It only matters if you're kind corn.
/corn.
/corn.